Welcome to my case study on parental apathy. Known information. What we know is Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at John F. Kennedy School. She wants to increase parental and community involvement in the school. Her principal in the past felt the same, but has since felt that the apathy he has judged to be apathy in the parents indicates that they really don't want to be involved. He finally does agree to let her have a parental meeting to set up an advisory group. No PTO, no PTA, but an advisory group. So she sends an invitation home with kids on a Friday for a meeting to be held a week from the following Monday. Problem is only 8 parents show up. So what do we need to know? We need to know the socioeconomic demographics of the school. Do the parents have work schedules that kept them from coming in? Do they need to find a babysitter? Do they not have a way to get to the meeting? Why are they not coming? Ethnic demographics. Do they speak English? Did they understand what was said? Is it intimidating to come to the school because they don't understand what's being said to them? Are there cultural differences that make it wrong to make a suggestion to a teacher? More information. What are the teachers' perceptions? Have they had a hard time having people respond to them? Do they find it easy to get parents involved? What have they done to get parents involved? Also, have alternate types of communication been successful? Do parents respond to text messages, phone calls, notes, snail mail? What exactly do parents respond to? So the problem overview is shown by the graphic on the page. The two ovals show the two groups involved, the school and the community. They don't touch. There's no overlap. There's no interaction. The eye in the center indicates the solution. We need information. We need to figure out why are these two circles or ovals not overlapping. So the first problem is that the invitation was sent home for a meeting with the kids. We don't even know if the invitation got home. We don't know if the parents know about it, if the kids lost it, if the parents forgot about it. That's not the most effective way to invite parents to a meeting. And we also don't know if they could understand it. Was it written in the language of the home? So lots of problems with the invitation. Problem 2, parents aren't participating, obviously. Only 8 parents show up. We've got to figure out why, what is going on. The principal feels he has a pulse for the community from parents attending conferences. So apparently they do attend conferences. So why are they not attending anything else? Do they volunteer in the classroom? Have they been invited to do so? Do they chaperone field trips? What do these parents help with? Why are they not coming? What is the problem here? Is there a homework completion problem? Because that's an easy thing. You can set up an after-school program for them, for the kids, and that really helps parents. Parents can become very appreciative of that and view the school as helping. So it can't be assumed that parents aren't participating at any level. They may be participating in a way that wasn't being tapped by a meeting. Third problem, the school's demanding one type of interaction, the parents coming to the school. Are the administrators willing to go to the parents? Are they willing to do what they're asking the parents to do? And have the parents responded to other requests for participation, such as helping with homework? Or if I send something home, will they color it and send it back? Will they cut out laminating? Will they respond to a survey? What do parents do in the past? What have they been willing to do? And so I need to find this out so I can help them in the future. So my first plan of action is absolutely you talk to those parents who came to the meeting. You do not send them home and say, yeah, thanks for coming. That's what we were asking, but now we don't want to know what you have to say. No. You're going to talk to them, and the principal's right. They probably are not a representative group, but they're going to be the group that does come. They're the group you want. They're the group that will help you. So talk to them. Ask questions and listen. Don't ask anything of them. Don't talk at them. Ask questions and listen what they have to tell you. Why did they come? What do they want to see from the school? How can we help them? Was there a favorite teacher? Who do we need to talk to? Who are the known people within the school that will help me reach other parents? Is there a time that would be better than others to meet with you? Would there be another location that would be better for meetings? All of those are questions that need answers. After that meeting the next day, I would go and talk to the teachers mentioned. I would ask them, what have you done to reach parents? How have you been successful in getting parents into your classroom and helping in the education of their children? I would also ask them, where do they see these parents? Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out into the community, but I don't just want to go out blind. I want to know, I want to have a plan. Where am I most likely to run into parents so that I can talk with them on their turf? Step 3 is I've got to talk to that principal. I've got to get him on board. I've got to make him think that he's a part of this and that this is a good thing. If I do not do that, the parents are going to feel his resistance, and I'm going to run into resistance every time I suggest a parent interaction. So I've got to talk to him. Then I'll go out into the community. I'll try to meet the parents on their turf at a social level so that it's as non-threatening as possible. And just listen and offer my services to them. Not ask anything of them, offer my services to them. Hopefully I can start to build that relationship of trust, because that's the first step. Okay, technical difficulties. Resolving the issue. Having caring teachers increases learning. We know that the teacher is the number one factor in whether or not a child will learn during the school year. Having parents who are involved has a definite positive correlation with later student achievement. So increasing both of those would be a number one priority. Right now I'm focusing on that parent involvement. So by talking to the parents and getting their support and getting those 8 people to start understanding that the school wants to help them and support them and values them is my first step. I've got to start somewhere, and even if it is starting small, it's starting. And so that's where I'm going to start. Then I'm going to talk with those teachers and try to hit that first step. I've got to get teachers to care. I've got to get teachers to buy in, as well as that principal. I've got to build a feasible plan that involves the community, which is the teachers, the principal, the community, the parents, the students. Everybody is involved in this plan. And now finally it's time to put that plan to the test. I've got to go talk to parents on their turf and see if I can't hook them somehow, if I can't reach them at some level and get them to come into that school. And the best way to do it is to offer my help, offer my services, sit down and have coffee at the local cafe and not ask anything of anybody. Just get to know people, listen, and slowly start to build those relationships. That's how I think this issue is resolved. I don't think it's an overnight issue. I think it's an issue that's going to take time, and it's going to take patience, and it's going to take training. And these parents are going to have to be shown that will listen and respond, and the principal's going to have to understand that the parents will respond with time. And eventually those relationships will lead towards involvement on both sides. All right, my feelings. Frustration was the first feeling I felt. Only 8 parents showing up. That definitely indicates there's a problem at some level. And that's frustrating. Trying to find out why only 8 parents would come to a meeting would be frustrating after you've made those attempts and you've sold the principal and you've laid all this groundwork and you've talked to everybody and then only have 8 show up. That's frustrating. And then anxiety. Why? Why? Not knowing causes anxiety. I need to know and understand. And so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to talk and I'm going to ask students and I'm going to ask teachers and I'm going to ask the parents until I can come up with an answer. And then finally towards the end I felt sort of a sense of pride because I really think this could work. And I really think the solution is pretty simple. It's simply becoming one of them, going to where they are and becoming one of them, building that trust and that mutual respect. Remaining issues. The principal's attitude is definitely a problem. Without him supporting parental involvement, parents are going to sense his resistance. I'm also going to run into resistance anytime I suggest any type of parental involvement program. And so I have got to get him involved. I've got to get him on board. I've got to get him feeling like parents really do need us and therefore want to be involved. And I really think that's a feasible accomplishment, because he said at the beginning of his career he wanted the same things. I think he still does. He is just frustrated and has given up because his previous attempts haven't been successful. The next problem is discerning the barrier. Why are these parents not coming? Parents a lot of times won't be honest because saying something negative about their child's teacher isn't socially acceptable in a lot of cultures. But I've got to get them to trust me enough to be honest, because without that honesty, I can't solve the problem. And finally, the last problem would be gaining the greater community support, because everybody within that community is a taxpayer and therefore a stakeholder in this school. So the more people I can get to say positive things about the school, the better. Going and hanging out at that local coffee shop, gaining the trust of that waitress who's going to stand up and say, no, I know that assistant principal. I know a lot of those teachers. They really do care. They really do want what's best for our kids. That's a step in the right direction. The more people I can get on board, the better. Positive feelings are contagious, and the more positive feelings you get circulating, the better. And we've got to get that started. We've got to get that positive feelings ball rolling and get these people supporting their school and being excited about the opportunities that their school could provide to their community. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all your help and support this semester.